Hello, it's Dr. Christine Arseneau, PharmD, Functional Medicine Certified Health Coach. And I wanted to say Happy New Year and talk about a new year, a new you, and what does that mean? And a lot of times we have resolutions as we think about a new year and we move forward and we want to become a new version of ourselves. That doesn't mean that we completely leave behind the person that we are. What it does mean is that we assess what is working for us and what's not working, and we plan according to that. And we really take a look at our goals and what we want to happen in this upcoming year as it comes to our healing and our health, and to just appreciate where we are now and who we are and who we were up until this point, and to realize who we are becoming and really think about that and think about where we want to go. So I like to take what is working with me into the new year. And for you, maybe that is something in your protocol. Maybe it's detox strategies, like being consistent with your Epsom salt baths or your infrared sauna. Maybe it's something practical like that. Maybe it's a gratitude practice that you find really changes the way that you show up in the world and the way that you feel about your life. Or maybe it's meditation or yoga or some kind of restorative practice that helps you get into that parasympathetic state where you can relax and rest. And by the way, this is Bubba the parrot behind me. And also, I'm not calling from jail. I am renovating my office, so that's why you see all the concrete. And Bubba says hello. So we want to figure out what is working for us as we go into the new year, and we also want to shed what is not working for us. And this could be some limiting beliefs that you have, some negative thought patterns around healing. You really want to release those disappointments, because it's hard to really feel into what you want if you're feeling icky. And if you're disappointed in where you are so far in your journey, it can be frustrating to move forward. So taking some time to really sit with that and release those disappointments and allow them to move past you, allow them to release. And for me, that usually means sitting in meditation and really feeling them through. And sometimes it's not an easy thing to do. It can be uncomfortable to really feel those disappointments and let them go. But if you're able to let them go and to shed things that are no longer serving you, you can really propel yourself forward into your new vision, your new goals. Oh my gosh, Bubba is very excited today. I'm going to have to give her a treat. So we really want to honor where we are now and the progress that you have made so far on your journey. And we really want to celebrate the little wins, because with Lyme disease, it can be a really long journey. It can be really frustrating. And so if we can really celebrate the wins along the way, that can really give us a little bit of encouragement as we move forward. So just honoring any progress that we have made so far. Another thing to keep in mind as we move forward is to realize where our energy is leaking out to. And maybe that's toxic relationships. Maybe it's just to-do lists, things that you've been meaning to get to that you haven't been able to, things that you can just tie up and take care of and just make some progress so that you don't feel so overwhelmed. So anything that you can get done on your to-do list or delegate to somebody else is going to free up some energy for yourself and your own healing. Having healthy boundaries, realizing what is toxic in your life, both on the physical level as well as, your social connections, the things that you put in your mind, the media that you consume, everything in your life, just really taking a thorough look at everything that needs to be detoxed so that you can move on and leave anything behind that isn't serving you, anything that's draining your energy, that's taking up your time, that is not nourishing you, that's not investing in yourself, in your health. Hi, Jessica. So yeah, realizing where that energy is leaking out to and taking care of anything, setting boundaries is going to really allow you to think about what you do want in the new year. Also becoming aware of your mindset. So we can have healing thoughts and we can have hopeless thoughts. And just starting to become aware of some of those negative thoughts that we have is the first step. Then we can work on creating new thoughts that are serving us, that are going to make us feel better and are going to help us get to those goals quicker. Just becoming aware of the mindset and realizing how important the mind is and that you actually have more control than you think. Healing is about mind, body, and soul, not just the physical body. So anything that you can do to improve your mental state is going to really help your healing. And then once you've done all of that, then you can focus on creating new habits. And I did a live video on December 27th that goes into habits and the New Year's resolutions. So that will give you a little bit more detail on how to create habits and goals that are going to be effective instead of failing at your resolutions, failing at your goals. And I also wanted to take this time to reintroduce myself because it is new year, new you. So I'm always changing, always growing, and always healing. So I've been fully well. So for those that don't know my story, I had Lyme disease for 20 years before I got the diagnosis. It took me about 4 years of healing to get well. I've been fully well for about 5 years now. It wasn't just Lyme disease. It was Bartonella, it was Babesia, it was mycotoxins, it was viral infections, parasites. I was just completely taken over by bugs. And because I had been a pharmacist and a health coach, I'd been in healthcare for 13 years, I had an advantage in a way because I already knew the controversies that come with Lyme disease. I knew which doctors wouldn't be able to help me and which doctors I should seek. But even though being a pharmacist was an advantage in one way, it was also a disadvantage in another way because my training really focused on the physical and treating your body with supplements, with medications to change the chemistry. But it was in my own healing that I really had to dig deep and I really had to think about life in a different way. And I had to realize that I had to go within. I had to go on this deep, crazy inner journey to really make any progress, and that my mind was important and my soul was important, just as important as what happens on the physical level. And so that's why I love teaching this to other people, because I was able to make those connections and see the world differently. And that's what really allowed me to heal instead of just focusing on the physical, which so many of us focus on because we're just looking for that one right protocol on the physical level. And so I think of it also as we are always healing. So I've been fully well. I don't use the word remission actually, because I feel like that's just asking it to come back. For me, I became a new person. I literally felt my body become new. I released Lyme disease and the next day I felt like a new person. I was reborn. I like it to a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. There's no going back. You become something new completely and you can't even go back. It's not even possible. That's how my experience was. With that being said, I feel like we're always healing. We're always evolving. So you are either growing or you're dying. And if you're not growing, you're dying.